Citizens, Americans, seekers of truth and justice, you stand at the precipice of history, a moment where the ground beneath you is not stable but shifting, tilting, threatening to collapse under the weight of deceit, greed, and unchecked power. Your nation has seen emperors draped in the robes of democracy. It has seen leaders who promise security while stripping away freedom, who stoke the flames of division and call it patriotism. But I tell you, this is no new story. Rome burned while its people fought over distractions. Will you do the same? You have heard the speeches. You have felt the fear tighten its grip on your heart. You have seen the streets filled with anger and watched neighbors turn into enemies over illusions spun by those in power. Do not be ruled by rage. Do not be shackled by fear. Do not allow yourself to be a puppet in another man's ambition. The test of a nation is not in its prosperity, but in its struggle. Let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Ask yourself, when did truth become treason? When did questioning authority become an act of rebellion? When did patriotism become blind obedience rather than the courage to hold power accountable? You are being told that your neighbor is the enemy, that your fellow citizens are the problem, that only they, those in power, can protect you. But protection at the cost of freedom is not protection at all. It is servitude. If a leader demands loyalty over truth, resist them. If they tell you to silence those who think differently, challenge them. If they seek to control rather than to serve, expose them. History is whispering in your ear, warning you. Will you listen? Despair is what they want. Hope is what they fear. Do not give in to helplessness. Do not drown yourself in outrage. This is not a time for passive grief. This is a time for deliberate action. Your fate is not written by one man, not by one administration, not by one corrupt system. Your fate is written in your choices. Seneca said, "A kingdom founded on injustice never lasts. If justice is under attack, defend it, not with violence, but with wisdom and unwavering resolve. If your freedoms are at risk, protect them, not by clinging to one party or ideology, but by demanding integrity from all. If the powerful seek to divide you, unite, for a government built on deception cannot stand against a people who refuse to be ruled by fear. Who will you be?" The great lie of history is that change is dictated by rulers, that nations rise and fall at the hands of kings, presidents, and emperors, that the common man and woman are powerless. But look around. Look at every great revolution, every great turning point. It was not the rulers who shifted the tides, it was the people. So, do not ask what will happen to America. Do not wait for a leader to save you. Do not pray for someone else to fight the battle for you. Ask yourself, who will I be in this moment? Will you be a pawn? Will you be a coward? Will you be complicit? Or will you be free? Because your fate and the fate of this nation rests in your hands. Now, choose. The battle is not fought in the halls of power alone. It is fought in the hearts and minds of the people. It is in your conversations, your decisions, and your refusal to accept the status quo. Do not allow the weight of history to be determined by those who seek to divide, deceive, and distract. You are not the sum of their lies. You are the sum of your choices. Stand tall in the face of adversity, for history does not remember those who followed. History remembers those who stood firm, who spoke truth when silence was demanded, and who chose justice over convenience. The fight is not distant. It is here, now, in your hands. What will you do with that power?